up next, we're going to move on from Georgia. A little update on the conversation we've had over the last few weeks related to spring games. So Colorado and Syracuse got together, and Dion Sanders and Fran Brown were all gung ho to do the joint practice spring game stuff. But Mr. Old NCAA stepped in and said, not this
Nah.
year. And in their statement that they put out, they said that the reason that they denied it was because it wouldn't be fair to other teams that already had their spring games, so they couldn't do it. And this would be a chance to really, draw attention to the program and have this game on TV. And it would be
Who's had their spring game?
A few people have already had their spring game.
Really?
Not well. Remember, lots of schools have also canceled their spring games. So,
still.
But that was the reason. The reason was competitive balance. But if you read it, as I did,
competitive balance? Yeah, competitive balance in the NCAA?
Yeah.
That's the biggest BS answer I've ever heard. Ever.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
As it was spelled out and as I read it, this is going to happen probably next year. It's going to be cleared next year. So
I'm going to start using that excuse for just random things. Oh, competitive balance. We can't do that.
Yeah. In other Dion Sanders related news,
speaking of competitive balance,
Dion got a new contract, and oh my God, for a man who has never won more than 9 games at the FBS level, he is making a lot of money.
Good for him, man. Good for him.
5-year extension, $54 million. They joked that was like more than Dion made in his entire career in the NFL.
That might actually be true.
And somebody went on and said, that really he's worth it because of the notoriety he's brought to the Colorado program. But it still amazes me that Dion Sanders is now a top 10 paid coach in the NCAA. He's only been a coach in FBS for 2 years. He's never won 10 games at the FBS level, and he's never even competed for a conference title.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if they agreed on this before when he was interviewing with those other teams, like in the NFL, because everybody thought he was going to go to the NFL. I'm wondering if that is what led to this. More than likely, I would think so. But it seems like it's a year too early, That's
the thing. He's shown improvement in his 2 years at Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, he's done a lot for that program. And I know the money and the notoriety is there. But it does seem like it's a little bit early to make a top 10 paid head coach who's, like I said, never even won 10 games at the FBS level.
This year will show us how good of a coach Dion really is in terms of, like, we know he can recruit. He got, he's still the freshman quarterback coming in.
Yeah, Juju Lewis.
Juju Lewis. And, we'll see what else he pulls in. If he's able to win 10 games this upcoming season, I mean, it's a very good chance that gets you into the playoff, being in the Big 12.
Yeah. I mean, this is an extension too, so I'm not sure how many years he had left on his previous deal. But this gives him a long runway. Now, obviously, if for whatever reason he's not successful, Colorado is tied into a lot of money for the next few years. But I wouldn't think it's the Jimbo Fisher contract where, like, for them to fire him, it's $80 million.
Right. Yeah, at least he has a track record of showing the improvement. And you look at who he's bringing on his staff; they're Hall of Famers across the board.
Yeah, we've got Marshall Falk and is coming in to coach running backs. I know, and Warren Sapp is coming on to coach D-line, and had one other person last week. I can't remember who it was, but yeah, you're right. It was like 3 NFL
Hall of Famers.
Yeah, so
that's pretty good.
Coaches as well.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna his whole coaching staff could be all pro NFL team at some point.
It's like it's the ultimate recruiting team, just because all the kids on the team had played him on Nintendo when they were little kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I wouldn't learn from Warren Sapp. I would want to learn from Marshall Falk. I mean,
For
if I'm a
sure,
running
man.
back, hell yeah, I'm going there.
Dude, one of the best all-purpose backs to ever play in college or in the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean, that year he was up for the Heisman and he didn't win it, and Garrison Hurst didn't win it.
yeah.
Who won it that year? What was that? Gino Torretta that
It
year?
was Gino Torretta. Yep.
Yeah. So Gino Torretta won the Heisman in the same year that you had Garrison Hurst and Marshall Falk. And I think it was because Miami was good, Georgia was good, but not that great. They weren't undefeated or anything. And then Marshall Falk was at San Diego State. So
Georgia did beat Kirk Herbstreit's Ohio State team that year.
excellent.
I think that was the only year Ray Goff had 10 wins.
Well, when you've got a Heisman Trophy candidate at running back, that helps.
Oh, that was one of my favorite teams. You had Garrison Hurst. You had Eric Zier, might be my favorite Georgia quarterback, and Andre Hastings as your triplets there.
Was Goldberg still on that team?
I have no idea.
Okay. That may have been right after he was gone. He's around that time, though. But all right.